Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the news. Before we begin, a quick look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma lays foundation stone for Rs 65 crore Meghalaya State Veterinary Hospital in Upper Shillong. Meghalaya Cabinet approves University Act amendments, new private universities at Bernihut and Soyong, and repeal of International Open University Act. Meghalaya government hands over Rs 2 lakh ex gratia each to families of 5 residents killed in West Bengal hotel fire. Cabinet Committee approves 4 multi-tracking railway projects worth Rs 9,450 crore across 4 states to boost connectivity. Meghalaya under-17 girls trash ISSO 8-0 in second Subrito Cup match. Starting off with the local news in detail. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today laid a foundation stone for the Meghalaya State Veterinary Hospital at the Indo-Danish Project Upper Shillong Farm. The hospital will be established at an estimated cost of Rs 65 crore to strengthen veterinary health care services and infrastructure in the state. Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Minister Sanbor Shulai and senior officials also attended the event. In his address, the Chief Minister said the hospital will provide improved and specialized health care for livestock and other animals. He urged the department and veterinary professionals to develop the facility as a center of excellence for veterinary health care in the Northeast and provide quality services to farmers and animal owners.
Clinical experience in this way is a project of great importance for Meghalaya. It will strengthen and enhance the overall veterinary service system in the state. I am confident that
It's 129 acres of land, so we are here. So total 129. 129. So only 16 acres.
Very nice. Meghalaya's growth trajectory forward. I now invite our chief guest, Shri Conrad.
Veterinary department requires a solid ecosystem. And this ecosystem needs to be connected by having different investments everywhere. It's not about the money as much as it is about creating a systematic way of working. And I think for too long, I've seen veterinary department work only on schemes. So you're figuring out what scheme to implement. You're figuring out whether you have done the vaccination. You're figuring out whether you have distributed the piglets or not. Not really focusing on the larger purpose and goal of seeing how livelihood can be created and how the demand and supply difference can be minimized by focusing on animal husbandry and veterinary and creating a right ecosystem to achieve these goals. And I think we are not on that track right now. So that's really the larger message that I have for you. We need to sit down and ensure that we create that ecosystem now. And we need to start thinking beyond our boundaries. You know, sometimes I listened to this. My message to you today is that even if each one of you, I'm talking about all the officers here, can pick up something and say, well, you know what, I'm going to solve this problem. And I'm going to do it. I'm not going to wait for secretary or my director or my principal secretary or my chief minister or my veterinary minister to figure out. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to solve this problem because I've seen this problem for so long and I'm waiting for the system to respond. The system is not responding, so I'm going to respond.
The Meghalaya Cabinet on Wednesday approved amendments to the Martin Luther Christian University Act restricting its jurisdiction to Meghalaya and removing provisions for distance education and college affiliation to align with UGC regulations. The Cabinet also approved bills for establishing Sister Nivedita University at Bernihat and Kasi Jaintia Presbyterian University at Soyong. It further approved the repeal of the International Open University Act 2011, citing its non-operational status and concern over subsequent attempts to revive it. Meanwhile, amendments to the Maharashtra Institute of Technology Meghalaya and Mahatma Gandhi Universities Act were also approved to align the governance structures with other universities in the state.
Good evening, everyone.
Maharashtra Institute of Technology of Meghalaya Amendment Bill 2026. Here is in the original bill is that the visitor is usually in the original bill is decided by the sponsoring body, which is like but in all other university the visitor is it's usually used to be the governor. So we are just amending it according to with as per UGC norm and also as per the act, which is at par with all the other university in our state. That is number one. Number two is that the board of management, we are increasing the member of the representative from the government in the board of management from 1 to 2 and from in the board of governor from 2 to 3. That is the amendment in the first agenda, that is the Maharashtra Institute of Technology of Meghalaya Amendment Bill 2026. Number two is Mahatma Gandhi University Amendment Bill 2026. This also same thing because these two universities are like the only university in our state which have followed this in their original act. That is like I already mentioned, the number one is like the visitor is used to be decided by the sponsoring body, but now we have amended it that the governor will be the visitor.
The Meghalaya government on Wednesday handed over ex gratia assistance of Rs 2 lakh each to the families of 5 Meghalaya residents who died in a hotel fire near Tarapit Temple in Birbhum, West Bengal. The assistance, announced by Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, was distributed at the family's residence in Dalu by Minister Brining A. Sangma in the presence of the Dalu Additional Deputy Commissioner. The 5 victims were among 8 people who died in the fire on August 17. The state government extended the assistance as a gesture of support and solidarity with the bereaved families. The Shillong Bar Association and High Court of Meghalaya Bar Association have rejected allegations that their demand for Advocate General Amit Kumar's removal was aimed at protecting a lawyer accused of sexual harassment. Shillong Bar Association Secretary T.L. Jurwa said the accused advocate was suspended and further action would follow the case. The association said they approached the High Court after the lawyer was allegedly assaulted and paraded through Shillong. They maintained that the demand was linked to remarks Kumar allegedly made in court, while also raising concerns over government expenditure on outside lawyers and appointments. They reiterated that no lawyer accused of wrongdoing would be protected and stressed the rule of law.
There is a demand from the Bar Association for the removal of our Advocate General, Shri Amit Kumar. And there are a lot of false information being spread in the media, mainly through the digital media outlet, where a false narration has been created that our demand for removal of Shri Amit Kumar as Advocate General is somewhat to shield a perpetrator who is accused of having molested his kid. The perpetrator here, as per the allegation, as per the news media outlet, he is an advocate, he is a senior advocate belonging to the Shillong Bar Association and the High Court Bar Association, and that we as an association, we are trying to shield him.
Maukarwat MLA Renington L. Tongkhar has urged all stakeholders, including pressure groups and the public, to cooperate with the PWD Roads Department for the successful implementation of the Wailoy-Maukarwat Rangthong Intermediate Road. The state government has sanctioned Rs 140 crore for upgrading the road under the state scheme. Tongkhar thanked the people of Maukarwat constituency and Southwest Khasi Hills for their support during the foundation stone laying ceremony by Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on August 17. He also appreciated pressure groups and others who had raised the demand for improved road connectivity in the district.
Ai kublai shibun ya piki pagba bagam pau ki just kongu ik pagba jom ka Maukarwat konstitusi khamtam ki balre mi pagba sisa bat ngar ai kublai kerpang banyu iya kene kajing yaisa jom piki pagba bawat hapdang jo kaje penwet jo uslap bat kumjo ru kajing slam jo ka por ban sedang ka function handri pilai song bat pilai ap hitriang bat pilai sak thangan hero da kajing ap hadu banawan i chief minister banyu banbu yunu monorim ngamdon kitin ko biang ban ai kublai pi pagba baro ada ngapan pau ki skongu nadu kamensim masungu ya pi ki pagba baro ya ki reurang ba ki balawan na ki snong ki ba per ki rang ba snong ki dekhot komiti jo ki snong bat kumjoro ki sang bhalang ha ka bang yo isibon ba ki sang bhalang ki balai sim banta baro ki sang bhalang ki balai don ban wan basakhi dala ki jong ki khmat ngai kublai kerpang ya pi ki balawan na ki sang bhalang ki ba per o ngai kublai ro ya baro ki political party ha ki bang yo I ya ki nong yalam jo ki political party ki ba per ki balai wan lang ban ya sakhilang ki ngi ba kman jo ka district ki baro ko wai jo ki jing bo you know monorim.
Residents of Nongkle Ilaka and Saipung areas face travel difficulties today after a truck carrying an excavator stuck on a PWD maintained road leading to Saipung. The affected section of the road had reportedly been dug up during the public hearing conducted by Shri Cement on July 31, 2026. According to local residents, the road was dug up during the hearing and amid allegations that the move was intended to prevent opponents from reaching the venue. The stuck vehicle has made passage difficult for commuters using the road. Workers are currently attempting to remove the truck and restore access along the route. Tura Government College hosted a College to Career workshop today to help students transition from higher education to professional life. Organized by MEGHALAYA under the Formation Technology and Communication Department in collaboration with the college IQAC, the workshop was attended by over 400 students from 14 departments. Resource persons highlighted the importance of setting clear career goals, digital literacy, internships and practical skills. Students were also advised to build portfolios through projects and other work experiences to improve their employability. An interactive session addressed queries on career planning, internships and skill development.
And usually the people who could not crack, just to show you the
remember exploring new opportunities and transformation together on context setting and IT department.
We will help you when you go out of this.
One program that we wanted to share with you to guide you through how to prepare yourself, to have that kind of a bright future which you have envisioned yourself. Right, so here we have students from 5th semester, right? All students from 5th semester. So in another semester, you'll be passing out from the college and you'll be going through, transition in your life, which means transition be it from college to career, or you might be pursuing your advanced studies. So this program we have recently launched from the IT and C department. Anybody of you students, we don't want to just deliver a lecture today. We want some participation as well from the student.
Mahatma Gandhi University organized the Ribhoi Excellence Award in Education 2026 at a parish hall in Nongpo to recognize students who have excelled in academics and other areas of education. The program was attended by former MLA and Education Advisor H.M. Shangpliang, Nongpo MLA Meralbon Seem, Ribhoi Deputy Commissioner Dr. Abhishek Saini and other officials. Excellence Awards were presented to deserving students from educational institutions across the district. Addressing the gathering, Shangpliang urged the awardees to see their recognition as the beginning of a longer journey, encouraging them to remain focused, work hard, and continue striving for excellence.
Deliver the welcome address. Selsi Sula Mahatmas.
Let's give them a round of applause. Pinesha Papang, Westingstrom, Karkamor, Lina Makro, Melinda Mukti, Samuel Jod Makro, Lamarai. I'm so sorry.
Friends, the journey is long and it's not going to be easy. It is not so cozy as you're sitting right under the fan now. And it's not as cozy as you think that you can go home and scroll and keep on watching reels in your mobile. It is not easy. Because you have to fight against thousands. Why I say that? I'm reminded that this Saturday there is an examination for the post of MD called by the MPSC. Hundreds of them have started coming to us. I'm sure they must have come through Sir Meralbon also, saying, please help us. Help you what? Help us pass the exam. I said, sorry. I'm sorry. You help to pass the exam by yourself. We will just bless you. We cannot go and sit in the exam hall to write for you. You have to fight it out by yourself. That is the first challenge that you are going to face.
Moving on to the news across the Northeast. In Assam, heavy rainfall today led to severe waterlogging in several parts of Guwahati, disrupting normal movements across the city. Many areas witnessed water accumulation following the rain, causing difficulties for commuters and motorists. The heavy downpour once again highlighted the city's recurring waterlogging problem during periods of intense rainfall. Let's have a look at the national news. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has approved 4 multi-tracking railway projects worth Rs 9,450 crore. The projects, covering about 410 kilometers across West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, are targeted for completion by 2030 to 31. The projects are expected to ease congestion, improve rail connectivity and enhance operational efficiency. They will connect around 6,448 villages with a population of nearly 60 lakh and are expected to add 76 million tons per annum in freight capacity. The projects are aligned with the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and are also projected to reduce logistic costs, oil imports and carbon emissions.
साथियों, आज 5 बहुत बड़े फैसले लिए हैं जो कि देश की मूलभूत ज़रूरतों के लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। पहले 4 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो कि रेलवे के हैं और 5वां प्रोजेक्ट हाईवे का है। पहले 4 प्रोजेक्ट में जो हावड़ा से चेन्नई की रूट है, मेन लाइन है, इस मेन लाइन के क्वाड्रुपलिंग के डिसीजंस हैं और एक है कटक से पारादीप रेलवे लाइन का क्वाड्रुपलिंग का 3rd and 4th लाइन। और 5वां प्रोजेक्ट है मुजफ्फरपुर से सीतामढ़ी होते हुए सोनबरसा एकदम नेपाल के बॉर्डर तक, ये 4 लेन हाईवे बनाने का टोटल 13,041 करोड़ रुपीस के प्रोजेक्ट्स आज कैबिनेट में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अप्रूव किए।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav today said India's economic growth is being recognized globally, with the country growing at around 6 to 8%. Addressing the Uttar Pradesh Japan Investment Summit 2026 in New Delhi, he said the growth story is driven by investment in social, digital and physical infrastructure, inclusive growth and manufacturing. Vaishnav said India now makes sustained public investments of around $130 billion annually. He highlighted that 99.6% of the railway network has been electrified, while around 38,000 kilometers of railway line and 65,000 kilometers of highways have been added over the last decade. He also said the number of airports has doubled during the period.
Opportunities ahead has truly set the tone for this partnership. और देवियों सज्जनों, इसी के साथ माननीय केंद्रीय मंत्रीगण एवं उत्तर प्रदेश के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी अब औपचारिक प्रस्थान के लिए मंच से विदा लेंगे। आप सभी से अनुरोध करती हूं कि
Our economic growth is something which has been now recognized by the world. We have been growing at a very sustained pace of 6 to 8% growth band with moderate under control inflation, with very good balance sheet, very healthy balance sheet of the country, and making sure that the entire country grows together. This is possible because of the 4 pillars of our growth story. Our thought process behind this growth can be described in 4 pillars. The first pillar of our growth story is the investment in social, digital and physical infrastructure. Today our railway network is 99.6% electrified. The only other railway network which is 100% electrified is Switzerland's railway network. Every other, whether it is China, any other country, now we are, in terms of electrification, we are ahead of them. And that has helped us in making sure that our growth is green. We have added 38,000 kilometers of railway lines in the last decade. We have added 162 semi-high-speed trains. We are reconstructing 1,300 stations, railway stations throughout the country. As on today, this is world's largest railway station reconstruction program.
The National Testing Agency has revamped its examination team by removing 600 experts and onboarding new experts. In a social media post, the Ministry of Education said that a 4-tier question paper checking system will be put in place by NTA to strengthen the scrutiny of examination papers. The NTA will also induct 20 to 25 officials in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Further, NTA offices will be shifted to the new premises, where security will be reinforced with CISF teams. NTA decided on the direction of Union Education Minister Pralhad Joshi to put in place all necessary security and related infrastructural facilities for the smooth conduct of examinations. Let's look at the news from sports. India will face arch rivals Pakistan today in a crucial Pool D clash at the FIH Men's Hockey World Cup in Amstelveen, Netherlands. India have 3 points from 2 matches and need at least a draw to qualify for the next round, while Pakistan have 1 point. India began with a 3-1 win over Wales before losing 2-4 to England. Meanwhile, the Indian women's team registered a record of 6-1 victory over South Africa in the second Pool D match. The win took India to the top of the pool with 4 points. India will face England in the final pool match tomorrow and need only a draw to secure qualification. Meghalaya continued their impressive campaign in the 65th Subrata Cup International Football Tournament 2026, defeating the International School Sports Organization 8-0 in the second Under-17 girls match. The match was played today at the Subrata Park Football Ground in New Delhi. After opening their campaign with a 2-0 win over Chandigarh, Meghalaya have now registered back-to-back victories in the tournament. Meghalaya will play the next match against Madhya Pradesh on August 21st at the Subrata Park Football Ground. And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature 29 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 88%. Rainfall 1.5 millimeters. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 93%. Rainfall 5.8 millimeters. Meanwhile in July, minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 89%. Rainfall 4.9 millimeters. And the focus in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says moderate rain is likely to occur in many places. Before we wind up, a quick recap of the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma lays foundation stone for Rs 65 crore Meghalaya State Veterinary Hospital in Upper Shillong. Meghalaya Cabinet approves University Act amendments, new private universities at Bernihut and Soyong and repeal of International Open University Act. Meghalaya government hands over Rs 2 lakh ex gratia each to families of 5 residents killed in West Bengal hotel fire. Cabinet Committee approves 4 multi-tracking railway projects worth Rs 9,450 crore across 4 states to boost connectivity. And Meghalaya Under-17 girls trash ISSO 8-0 in second Subrata Cup match. With that, dear viewers, we have come to the end of the news bulletin. For more updates, join us tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Until then, good night.